That was like a blast, a bomb. I can't tell you what it looked like because all I saw was the ash cloud coming at us. The only thing standing, if there was any trees standing, they were snapped off.
So check this place out. I'm standing here in Washington State looking up at Mount St. Helens, a still active volcano that erupted in May of 1980, blasting rocks, trees, and lava miles and miles at the force of an atomic bomb. So after all this time, evidence of incredible destruction still exists here. From destroyed vehicles in the mountains to half-buried houses left behind. I'm going to show you what Mount St. Helens looks like now, 37 years later. Check this out.
The wind is being sucked up towards the mountain, towards the blast. By this time you can hear the mountain rumbling. Constant rumbling, grinding, growling sound.
Look at that. Thousands and thousands of trees ripped from their roots like toothpicks during that enormous eruption. You can see the north side of the volcano, where normally volcanoes erupt upwards. Mount St. Helens erupted outwards, off to the side, and it was like a blast. Ripped those trees from their roots through the air, coming to land in Spirit Lake. Everything was decimated here. This was no man's land. In fact, the blast was so powerful that it totally changed the way the lake looked and everything. It reshaped the land.
I'm walking towards the only light I can see on top of a ridge. I can hear the mountain behind me rumbling. It's an enormous mud and water slide came down and washed out the road.
So this is what is known as the A-frame house, the sunken A-frame house. This is basically what happened. Was this house was in the process of being completed when the eruption happened, and a flow of mud came down through the mountains and at a rate of 70 miles an hour flowing through. And this mud came 5 hours after the eruption. That's the distance that it had to come all the way through the mountains to get here, which is incredible. Look, you can see the stove down there, the refrigerator. And if you notice, that was all completely covered in mud. You could see the mud on the refrigerator. Probably came up maybe 3 feet. Look at the cabinetry. So you could see the doorway. Look at that mud line on the doorway. It gives you an idea of how high the little mud came up to. Looks like somebody smashed the door open, unfortunately. So this was a man's house when the eruption happened. Oh man, beautiful A-frame. Crazy, look at all this. Covered in mud. And then I'm going to attempt to go down these stairs. Very old. Beautiful. All right. Let's see what else is around here. It was most likely a logging truck. But look at the damage. So this is one of the trucks that are left behind right on the side of the road next to a restaurant. You can see the damage from when one of the massive trees up on the mountain flew through the air, landing and crushing this truck. Obviously it's been here for so long that now there's new life, new growth coming out of this. The size of that tree growing through the back of this truck is a testament to how long this has been here. That is a full-size tree. Well, kind of full size, 30 feet or so. It's been there a while. Man, the destruction is incredible though. Look at that. Jeez.
The ashfall came in just minutes.
No light at all. You couldn't, if you turned on your flashlight, you had maybe about 5 inches of light. It just sucked it up because the dust was so thick in the air.
Way up on the mountainside. Starting to come across some machinery and some, oh wow, check this out. Wow, yeah, that's a full-size bulldozer. That is amazing. Buried in the earth here. That's the engine with the turbo on top. Wow. That is incredible. Oh my gosh, this thing is so huge. Wow. This is where the driver sat. I guess these were fuel tanks that sat above and behind the driver. I have no idea why this is here or how it got here. I don't know if it was left here or if it's thrown here and it landed upright. Who knows? These cables are spewing all everywhere, all over the place. They're all over the mountainside. Look at this on off. They're totally stuck though. Safety chain for something. All the gauges. Who knows what these gauges were for? Fuel, pressure. That is amazing. So my guess is this thing has been through a battle, or was through a battle in 37 years ago. All right, I'm not even on the trail anymore. This is way off the trail. I was looking over a mountain ridge and you could see there was a piece of some sort of machinery or equipment down here. There's no trail that leads to it that I can find, but whatever. So I'm trekking through the Washington mountain range here up in St. Helens, seeing if I can get to this. It's totally overgrown, but all right, made it through the clearing. Here's the truck. Wow, look at that, fully intact. Let's see if the radiator still has fluid in it. No, it's bone dry. It's gonna overheat. No license plate. I mean, this is really in the middle of nowhere. Just on the side of the mountain. No trail leads to this at all. And look how new these tires are too. Uniroyal. Look at the hoses on the roof. They look brand new. I gotta get up on the roof. There you go, look at this. This tire looks like it was never even used. And look at these hoses sitting here for 37 years in the exact same spot. There's a hatch right here. Let's see if we can open up this hatch. Nope. Probably not many people have seen this. because I hiked down an entire ridge all the way. I hiked all the way down that you can't even see how far I hiked because of the fog. Let's get this tree growing out of it. New life. All right, going back up on the ridge. All right, it's hard to see it because the lens is so fogged up because it's raining so much, but this is a completely flipped over truck. I can't get down there. It's so hard to get down there. It's just dense, dense woods, and it's raining, so I'm not gonna climb down there, but this is incredible. An entire truck, like a huge truck like the ones I've been finding, flipped over completely on its back, which confirms that yes, it was the blast that put these things here. All right, it's starting to rain as it sometimes does in Washington, so I'm gonna hike back down and see what else I can find in the morning.
Hiking out was kind of an experience because we came across herds of elk that were just standing there in days, and one side of them would be completely burned away, and the other side would just be perfect, just like they were, nothing happened to it.
So this lava tube is not from the Mount St. Helens eruption, but I thought I had to show you this because this is incredible. So we're going down inside. Gonna do some lava tube exploring. So picture this whole cave, this whole lava tube filled with flowing river of lava. That is awesome. Look at this rock. Look how cool this is. Like little half circles. Check this out. There's different layers here of lava. And it's cracked. So you can see down in there. That is bizarre. It's like delaminating coming off of the side of the tunnel. All right, so I'm about a mile down inside this lava tube. And check this out. This is incredible. These areas where you can see right into the side, into the walls of the lava. Look how beautiful that is. Yellow and red. It goes back inside this makeshift cave and crawl all the way in here. I'm inside of a lava cave a mile down in the ground. That's not something you do every day. All right, I gotta crawl out of here. Oh. All right. Look at this lava rock here, wedged in between these two shelves that come out. That is awesome. So if you were ever wondering how a lava tube ends, it kind of just ends. It gets smaller and smaller until you can't go any further. And look at this rock. It's like a shiny gray or shiny silver. And it's pretty smooth, I guess. That is amazing. So that's the end. It's just kind of, I guess I can go further. It's getting smaller and smaller. It just gets so small that you can't even, you have to crawl and then it eventually ends. So there's lava. I'm actually walking on lava. So it just, the flow just kind of stopped. And then this lava cooled and that was the end of it. It's narrow. So this is a massive, massive landslide, a cave-in from the roof of this lava tube. So I'm trying to climb over this thing, trying to continue on through this cave, through this tube here, trying to make it over this, over to the other side. But look at the ceiling. This white diamond-like rock glows with the light. Look at that. It's got to be 50 feet tall, maybe 40 feet tall. All right, I found the way out. Check it out. You gotta climb this ladder to get out. I'm getting out right now. You can feel how warm it is outside. I'm wearing sweatshirt and jeans. Been in a cave for hours. The temperature change is steaming up the camera, so I hope you can see this. I'm climbing up the ladder, getting out of here. All right, I made it out. So basically it's just an opening. The earth opens up and goes down into the tunnels, into the lava tubes.
Can you tell if there's been any change on the top of the mountain?
Yes, a good deal of the top of the mountain is gone.
What part of it? You're talking about Houston?
Let's put it this way. I think the crater is probably at least tripled in size.
All right, so it's early in the morning and I started my climb. Climbing up to the top, I need to see what it looks like on the top of Mount St. Helens, which means you're gonna see what the top looks like on Mount St. Helens. But right now, I'm in this huge boulder field that I'm climbing, and it's filled with these giant, jagged pieces of rock that were blasted thousands of feet into the sky during the eruption and rained down on this area. So now you get to see what the mountainside looks like climbing up Mount St. Helens. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. This is just, the entire mountainside was one gigantic mudslide. So this landslide came down here, destroying everything in its path, filled up these valleys, some hundreds of feet deep with mud and tree limbs and whole trees, completely changing the landscape. All right, coming up to the snow here, high up in the mountain. First time on the snow. It's actually, I guess it's ice, but kind of snow. It's like icy snow, good snowball snow. Now, truth be told, not anybody can just hike this. You need special permits that are obtained ahead of time. So I planned ahead when I knew I was coming to Washington, and I applied for a hiking permit. So I got lucky, I got one, and here I am in physical pain. But this is gonna be awesome. All right, so I've traded the giant boulders for this slick, ashy stone gravel that has no stepping capabilities. It's like ice. Sometimes when you step on it, you slide down. So I think it's gonna be this for another, I don't know how long. This mountain is owning me right now. Look at this gravel, you have to hike in this. It's constantly sliding as you grip. I'm almost at the top though, but I'm shot, man. I feel like I've been run over by a freight train. But I'm gonna get up there. So I'll see you in a second. Well, really, it's an hour for me. All right, everybody. Pretty much at the top. I think just over this ridge is what we've all been waiting for. So I'm gonna look at it. At the same time, you look at it. Oh wow, this is pretty epic. Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, that's what it looks like. Wow. Holy crap. So this is firsthand, well, maybe secondhand for you, but firsthand for me, what the crater of Mount St. Helens looks like. Look at a plane going over. Whoa, it's upside down. Woo! I hope you can see that barrel roll. That was awesome. Now he's doing a dive. That was good timing on my part. Wow. You know, we've all seen the pictures and we've all seen the footage, but seeing this in real life, you have no idea how huge this is. So it seems like it's not that big, like it's not that far away, but in reality, we are very far from the center. This crater is huge. It is massively huge. And that lake is 6 miles away. It's hard to compute. But look at this. That is absolutely insane. And you can hike along this ridge. It's crazy. All along the ridge you can hike. And I don't know how far down that is. It's got to be maybe 1,000 feet down or something like that. Maybe more, I really don't know. So to give you an idea of what it looks like the way I hiked up, you can see all the snow down there, and it's just this barren wasteland. It's very, very difficult to climb up, but that's the only way. That's the only way to climb up here, so you have to do it. So all in the middle, this whole bulge here came about in like 2003, 2004. It started building up and building up. And now it sits here and there's steam coming out of it from all over the place. I don't know if you can see that. But what's more interesting than that is every once in a while, there's like this creaking and moaning that comes from, I'm assuming underneath the ice. I don't know what it is. My guess is that the volcano it's alive. It's an active volcano. So it's constantly shifting and moving, and it's actually pretty intimidating to hear it. Really amazing. So this may give you a better idea of how big this crater is. Look how small I am compared to this. Incredible. So like I was saying, Spirit Lake is down there, and that's where we were in the beginning of this video. During the eruption, the entire lake was changed. It was reformed. What it looks like now was not what it looked like the day before the eruption. And world famous Harry R. Truman, owned a lodge, Spirit Lake Lodge, and when everybody was being evacuated, he refused. And he said, I spent my life here and I'll die here if that's what has to be. And they never found his body. Sad story, but an interesting one. So I really hoped you guys loved this video. This was pretty incredible making it, driving all around this area and finding these places, getting down into the forest and finding those trucks and the lava tubes, and it's amazing around here and beautiful. It's really interesting to see how nature is slowly reclaiming this area, and we'll see what it looks like in another 37 years. Maybe this will erupt again, who knows? So make sure you follow me along on my journey, and actually follow me along on Instagram because I'm going to post some interesting pictures from this trip. But I'm traveling all over the country, checking out amazing places like here, and I'll see you in my next adventure. Now I got to hike back down.